Hey everybody! Happy Tuesday for those keeping track. I feel like I can't even keep track of time these days. Gonna wait just a second for people to get on, but I really was inspired to get on today to talk about something that I've been seeing a lot, especially in female leaders, and that is a hesitancy to celebrate their accomplishments and a general lack of confidence in the workplace. Hey June! It's been forever since I've seen you. How are you? So, especially in times of COVID, when we're all or mostly working virtually, it can be really hard to stand out. And one of the keys to getting where you want to go in your career is being willing to stand out and being willing to know your value and acknowledge yourself for where your strengths are. What are you good at? What inspires you? What do people tell you, like, oh my gosh, June, you do this more amazing than everyone else. I don't know how, like, if I tried to do that, right? Pay attention to those. And so it was talking about, especially as female leaders, if you're leading other women and people, you have to be comfortable with yourself and your accomplishments. And there's a lot of women who say, like, oh, well, I don't want to brag. There is a difference. So bragging is coming from this place of, I did this, and so you should celebrate me. This external validation. Bragging is people who are not self-confident enough within themselves that they're seeking this external validation. And so you can feel that needy, pushy energy, like they're trying to push their achievements on you because they want to look big and because they're looking for that external validation. Inspiration comes from a place of inner self-confidence. A woman who knows who she is, knows who she's looking to serve, knowing what's possible for the people on her team because she's been there herself. She knows what she's good at. She's also vulnerable and authentic about what she's not good at because other people's perceptions of who she is, perception can be important, but at the end of the day, she knows who she is and what she's good at and who she's looking to help. And those leaders can celebrate their accomplishments and use them as an inspiration for the other people on their team without bragging, because it comes from a place of authenticity, centeredness, that sort of thing. I hope that's making sense. Let me know if that's making sense. June says, I get a boost when my fellow nurses seek me out to ask questions or ask for help because I have demonstrated my abilities, but it's hard to believe I am valued inside. Yes, imposter syndrome is real, and it's something that a lot of women struggle with. And so June, maybe something for you to look at is, writing down a list of your accomplishments. Start celebrating yourself, right? Everything starts with the self. Celebrate yourself, love yourself, raise that self-esteem, get really solid in who you are. And then you can use that to go and inspire other people, because the thing I can speak from personal experience that the more I did things solely for the purpose of other people's approval or validation or achieving, oh, you achieved these things, here's your reward, the more I either didn't get it and I was angry about it because I was always pushing, or the more I was burnt out because I was placing my happiness on other people's, what I thought other people expected. Thanks, June. Yeah. And so, hey, Beth. But when you lead from a place of knowing what you're good at, knowing what inspires you, what you would do when no one else is watching, that's when the magic happens. Because as soon as you release this burden of being motivated by other people's validations and congratulations, that's when you can just drop the weight of all this pushing, and just lean back and be centered in yourself. And you'll find that when you do you, when you're doing the stuff that you know, that you enjoy, that you're good at, when you're vulnerable about what you're not good at, like I'm not a spreadsheets person, I'm not a details person, I'm a people person. And for a long time I was afraid to admit that because I was in a STEM-based business. But the magic was, most people in a STEM-based business tend to be introverts. They're all about the details. They love their spreadsheets, right? And so I felt like I didn't fit in, and that was a bad thing. But here's the thing, I didn't fit in, and that was a really good thing, because I can leverage my people skills to go out and do business development and marketing for the STEM-based business. And they're super happy because they're not people. They're like, yes, you go talk to people, you go do what you're good at, you go enjoy yourself and make those connections, and we'll stay here and do what we're good at, which is the work. So the strongest teams are built from complementary opposites, working towards a common goal. So I kind of went on a tangent a little bit there. Thanks, Beth. But coming back to, as women, we need to work on being okay with celebrating ourselves, celebrating our accomplishments, and doing it from a place of, we want to inspire women around us. We want women to know what's possible, because as we rise, everyone rises. And letting go of all of these expectations of what we think it means to be a good person, a good leader, a good employee, and just really focusing on what we're good at, act from a place of service, and use it to inspire our teammates around us. Yes, Beth, we can inspire others to celebrate themselves and be more of ourselves. Yes, and the more yourself that you are, the more you inspire other people to be themselves, right? And another thing that I do in my coaching practice, thanks, Jen. Hi, Jen. So good to see you here. Another thing that I do in my coaching practice is actually one of my favorite things. And it actually, looking back now, it was 8 years ago. I think it really started me on this. It was like my first inkling into personal development and coaching, but it was the Gallup Strengths Finder. And hi, Crystal. Hi from Sacramento. How are you? It helped me identify your my top five strengths. And so now I give this, it's a test. You do it online, and it asks you a whole bunch of questions, like most personality testing typing things, and it'll give you your top 5 strengths. And at the time, my top 5 strength was woo. And I was like, what the hell is woo? Like, woo woo, what do I do with that? And woo is all about really being a people person, being charismatic, and you can lead. And the coolest thing about it was a group of women on this team, and we all took our Gallup Strength Finders test, and we all identified our top 5 strengths. And then we laid them out. I actually made, so the one time I did like spreadsheets or graphs, is when it involves people. But I made this chart of like the 5 different ladies, and then where all their strengths landed, and we could see it just made it so clear that the reason we were such a strong team is because we all had different strengths. So our boss at the time was the visionary, and then one of my other teammates was the implementer, and then I was the woo, the relationships person, and then we had some others that I'm not recalling off the top of our head, but they all fit together perfectly, and it just made a really solid team. So that was another tangent. I hope this is all helpful. But we're getting a little long, so I'll try to rein it back in for a second. But really, I just wanted to get on here to say as a woman, it's important to be willing to be seen. It's okay to be authentic. And it's okay to be proud of who you are, what you do, and what your strengths are. And it's necessary to share that with other women so that they can also be inspired to be their best selves, which is what I get to do in my coaching career every day. And I love it so, so much. So if you're interested in talking more about this, I would love to invite you into a one-on-one session with me. I am doing complimentary deep dive sessions right now until my calendar gets booked up. And we've got a program coming in January, my next group coaching program, which is Be the Balance, all about work-life balance. And to kind of kick that off early, I've also got a masterclass going on tomorrow, which is 5 secrets to saving your schedule, which really ties into that whole be the balance piece. And these are like 5 tips that I developed that have really helped me. As the people person, I tend to be like, all over the place, and scheduling is not my thing either. But I learned how to schedule so that I could keep my sanity. So, hence 5 tips to saving your schedule so you can keep your sanity is what I really should have called it. So let me know if you're interested in that masterclass tomorrow. I will be doing it live in my coaching group on Facebook. And let me know if you'd like to connect for a one-on-one complimentary coaching session. I love all of you beautiful ladies. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to connect with you soon. Bye.